A sample of vintage paperback articles in magazines. Hi, I'm Gary Lovisi, and this time we're going to look at just what I said, basically, some articles that I've written about vintage paperbacks in various magazines and some other people too, and some interesting things, I think. We're going to look at, first of all, we're going to look at Mystery Scene number 94 from 2006. And that's the cover of Mystery Scene. And in the issue, I did an article on Falcon Books, which is a great digest crime series, and some of the covers were shown in black and white here, and the list of Falcons. Now, this is a Mystery Scene from 2006, and the article has been rewritten and expanded. And it's going to be in the Digest Enthusiast, which is Richard Krause's fantastic magazine, which has just gone to color. And that issue will be out soon with this article on Falcon Books, expanded information, and all of the books in color. That's going to be pretty cool. So that's a interesting issue of Mystery Scenes from way back in 2006, 14 years ago. I can't believe it.
Are they still publishing Mystery Scene?
Mystery Scene is still being published, so we're going to put the information in the description, also a couple of the other magazines. The next one is Ed Hulse's great Blood and Thunder, which is about the pulps. This is a spring 2005 issue, so this is from 15 years ago. I wrote an article for Ed. And basically, it's about pirate paperbacks. All the different. The first, obviously one of the key books in any of the pirate genre is Robert Louis Stevenson's Treasure Island. But then there's stories about true pirates like Anne Bonny and various others. And this is an article that I wrote at that time. All the vintage era early paperbacks that had to do with pirates. Captain Blood, Captain Adam, Pirate Wench, and Corsair, Carolina Corsair. And this is a great magazine. Ed Hulse is the editor of this. Now this issue is from 15 years ago. It's a 32-page thin issue. He's since been doing them in color, and they're perfect bound. They're, I guess, maybe 100 pages or so. Beautiful, beautiful magazine. And Ed is a acknowledged expert on pulp fiction of all kinds, especially in the pulp magazines. And he's a really good writer. His book about the pulps is one that I very much recommend. So this will be also in the description below. It's articles that I've written. Mystery Scene number 92 from 2005. This is the Sue Grafton issue, but I had an article in here. Well, actually, it was Ed Gorman, whose Gormania column, which he had in each issue, and this one he devoted to me. And the interesting thing about it is that Ed Gorman was a great guy. He did a lot for a lot of writers. He did a lot for me. Had me let me be part of many of the anthologies that he was editing, crime, hard-boiled anthologies, also westerns. But also he talks about how what I'm doing with Paperback Parade, because he was praising that I was preserving a century of popular culture and pulp fiction in the pages of Paperback Parade, and it was a very nice tribute that he did to me. And Ed's since passed away, but he was a terrific person, and it was just nice of him to do that and say those kind words about me. The next magazine is Brooklyn Bridge from October 1998. This is probably a magazine probably nobody's really seen. It was a local Brooklyn magazine. Like a lot of cities have magazines devoted to the city and the people that live in in the city. In this case, Brooklyn is part of New York City. It's one of the 5 boroughs. And this was a magazine that had dealt with some of the Halloween festivities that went on at that time, and also had a article that I guess it's kind of was about my obsession with pulp fiction and some of the books that talks about some of the books that are collectible, why they're collected, and also some of the books that I was publishing at the time, and some of the British books like Space Hunger, which is Charles Gray, which is E.C. Tubb. It's a British digest. So this is a kind of a offbeat magazine, but it's not really probably not too available now. But at the time it was a big thing here in Brooklyn. The next magazine is A.B. Bookman's Weekly, specialist in the book world. This is from January 11th, 1999 issue. And this, you can see this little thin magazine. At one time, this used to be so thick because it used to have all ads in the back. It was entirely like, if it was 150 pages, it was 130 or 40 pages of ads, and it was all book dealers and book service looking to buy and sell books that they had. They take people's want lists, and it was an incredible resource for book dealers and book collectors. The problem is though, what happened was, as you can see, it got thinner in the 90s, and then it just disappeared because of the internet. This is what happened to print a magazine like this that was printed when you had eBay and ABE and other internet websites specializing in selling books. You didn't need a magazine that came out weekly. Even though it came out weekly, I mean, that's pretty great. But you didn't need a magazine such as that, and it kind of got diminished and smaller and smaller. But still, even though this is a letter from me to me from the publisher from 1999, just talking about how they sending me the 3 copies of the magazine with a check for the $100 for the article. This is an article that I did collecting and dealing in paperback books, which was kind of a reprint that I had written, and I just expanded it a little bit, updated it for them. It talked about, this is pocketbook number 5, The Murder of Roger Ackroyd, which is probably even more scarce, especially in nice condition, than pocketbook number 1. It is probably the second most important pocketbook, next to the no-numbered Good Earth, yeah, and then pocketbook number 1 is Lost Horizon, James Hilton. But a really nice copy of this Agatha Christie book is quite rare, in really great condition. And then Addams Family. I talk about different genres and different JD books and all different aspects of vintage paperbacks. And so that's that magazine with the letter from the publisher, the editor. Next one is an interesting magazine, Juxtaposez, and this is from this is number 154 from November 2013. This is like a popular culture magazine. The interesting thing about this one is this is the hard case crime issue. Charles Zardai, who is a friend and a great guy and a great writer and editor and publisher, came out with Hard Case Crime at about this time, 2012, 2013. And his, you all know the books, I'm sure you all collect them, but it was he was bringing back classic vintage paperbacks with classic vintage paperback style cover art, and new books written in the same style. And this is an article about Charles. Here he is in the subway station, kind of noirish, setting. And this is one of the covers for the Stephen King book that he, I believe that they published, an original. And here's some of the great covers that Hard Case Crime. You can see the vintage paperback influence in all of them. Robert McGinnis did some covers, many covers for the series, and other artists also. There's some great art in the series. Some more of the Hard Case Crime. Some more Hard Case Crime. And here it shows you the evolution of a cover from the rough sketch to I guess it's a proposal. Maybe this is the thumbnail or a sample of what the cover would be, and then the actual finished cover on the book. Some more Hard Case Crime. Hard Case Crime started out as a paperback size format and has since gone into a trade paperback format, but there's also hardcover editions as well. So that's the issue of Juxtaposed from 2013. Another magazine again is Mystery Scene. This one is from number 97 from 2006. I did a few articles for Kate Stine and Mystery Scene. This is a Carl Hyacin issue and has articles and material on Dick Francis, Sisters in Crime, and other things. But also, it's got the pop art article that I wrote. Kind of basically, pop art is like the art of Walter Pop, and this is Walter and Marie Pop. Walter was a great artist. Marie was a beautiful, beautiful lady. This is them as when they were quite older. She was his model, and here you can see she's the model for his paintings and some of the books. And he did a few science fiction. He did some pulps, but he did a lot of hard-boiled crime and mystery and noir, sexy covers, and a lot of and some romance too. A lot of romance covers. And my articles about him and Marie. And here's some of the classic covers that he did. He did a lot of these for graphic books. This is Marie, definitely in Who Dies There. And he put other people in his. There's one. I don't think I have that. I don't think that one is listed here. Oh yeah, this is where he put President Lyndon Johnson. He told me that. He says, that guy Lyndon Johnson really looks like a creep, like a criminal, like a tough, hard-boiled guy. So he used just his face and used him as a model for one of the gangsters on this cover, Model for Murder. So he used that. And there's a lot of good things in these magazines. This is, aside from my own articles, of course, but I always think my stuff is the best, but it's not usually. I'm happy to be in these magazines. The next one is Illustration, which this is number 10 from 2004, and this is Dan Zimmer's magazine. It's a beautiful, beautiful magazine, full color, like about 80 pages on quality paper, and they take a look at the artwork of illustration artwork of various artists, usually 2 or 3 each issue. In this issue, there's aside from the other artists, this is the paperback art of Mitchell Hooks, which I wrote, and you see some of his artwork. And I interviewed Mitchell. He's a great guy for this article, and he loved the article. We did a lot of talking about what it was like in the 40s and 50s. He broke in Ranch Cat was one of his earliest ones for Lion Books, probably around 1949 and 1950, and he did covers all throughout the 50s, 60s, 70s, and 80s. He did some romance. He did all kinds of things. He did The Shrinking Man, Richard Matheson. Some of his covers, this is just great, great, beautiful. The Lanny People, a Bantam science fiction horror movie, horror paperback. Various others. Down there, the David Goodis, Gold Medal, Rockabilly, Harlan Ellison, Tomboy, Hal Elson. So you can see he did a lot of great cover art. End of the JD. Ragtop, Henry Gregor Felsen, he did all those covers and more. Mike Avalone, Voodoo Murders, and some Peter Rabe covers, Lionel White. And then later on he did some, he did the Peter Chorus series, the entire series. That's the Australian Private Eye. And then he did some romance. This is a kind of a Western romance, which we have the original art for, which is really nice. It's a beautiful, beautiful painting. And some of his others, romance paintings. A lot of these artists, McGuinness, Robert McGuire, Walter Popp, did hard-boiled crime noir covers in the 50s and 60s, and then when the market changed, they did almost the same kind of covers, but just geared toward women for romance covers. This is a Mitchell Hooks paperback cover bibliography.
I think Mitchell Hooks is one of the only ones who did computer animation also, right?
He worked on a computer early, animation, illustration on a computer quite early. He told me that he took some courses, went to a tutor to learn how to do that. That was a new thing at that time. This is maybe 20 years ago, and he's very good at it. That's illustration. That's Dan Zimmer. Illustration 05 is a journal of contemporary illustration. This is number 2, 2005. This is a British magazine. And the thing about this, it's like Dan Zimmer's magazine. This is a British one.
I thought it was Dan's also. But he said he wanted to do a contemporary one, remember?
You know, I think you might be right.
Yeah. Well, I'm a woman.
You're
I'm always right.
You're always right. Actually, yeah, the illustration, I get it confused with the British magazine Illustrations, which I also wrote some articles for. But this is Illustration 05. This is Dan Zimmer's magazine from 2005, which is a special. This is issue number 2, which what he was doing with this was contemporary illustration. So he was looking at actual illustrators that were working at the time, and one of those was a friend of ours, and that was Sergio Giovanni. Wonderful artist, and he lives in I believe San Francisco, and he did all kinds of artwork, beautiful paintings. He did the paintings for The Gunsmith, for Jake Logan, various Western hard-boiled paintings. These are 2 sample paintings that he did for Charles Zardai at Hard Case Crime. But which no?
To break out into the...
Oh, to break, yeah, that's right. I got it mixed up with Juka.
Right.
Yeah, Juka did 2 paintings. Juka Murtasari was a Finnish illustrator who did 2 paintings to try to break into Hard Case Crime. These were for his new
his portfolio
to
show he could do
cover art, yeah.
Are you having a senior moment?
No, I get it confused with
somebody.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so they were based on the pulp. Well, this was based on, of course, the movie, the Elroy movie, L.A. Confidential, kind of with the.
Yeah, it's Kim Basinger.
With Kim Basinger, and then this is based on a pulp cover kind of a more modernized version of it. And we actually own the painting for this, which we're going to show right now, which is right here. And it's a beautiful, beautiful painting. Sergio painted this probably about 15, 20 years ago.
Maybe more than that.
Maybe more than that, yeah. It was a while. And it's a beautiful painting. And he did a lot of Western covers, but also Karate Club and covers for action and adventure for younger readers, paperbacks and books for younger readers. He did some romance paintings. Did a lot of really nice material. And he's a great guy. We met him when he came out to New York, and had a wonderful day with him.
Those are the process, right?
And this is the process of how he creates the paintings, and where he gets his images from, how he puts them together, and so that's a group of magazines. And here's the original painting. And hope you enjoyed this look at some magazines that have articles on vintage paperbacks and certain cover artists. And thank you again for looking. If you did enjoy this, give us a thumbs up, a like and a share, and see you next time. Thank you.